Olá maltinha, daqui Marco Diguetti e para vocês bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Final Fantasy XVI, mais uma parte. Fui ao corte, malucos, estou todo descabelado. Se és novo no canal, por favor ponderem subscrever se gostas de conteúdo gaming. Ajeitar aqui a cadeirinha. Se não gostas de conteúdo gaming, põe-te na alheta. Se és subscrito, arigato, obrigado pelo teu apoio. Juntos vamos seguir aos 300 subscritos. Vamos lá maltinha, a próxima meta é essa. E vamos ter com o nosso tio, Clive vai ter com o tio, para nos ajudar a chegar ao Reino de Ferro, mano. Para destruirmos outro Cristal Mater. Ok, estamos a chegar ao destino, malucos.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Thought they were loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
Cheio de medo.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Alright, I heard you the first time.
Ok, falo com alguns aldeões. Vamos falar com os aldeões. O que é que eles estão aqui a fazer, os escudos pretos?
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Acho que eles andam à nossa
Keep your ears
procura.
open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire.
You seen him, didn't you? I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now.
Vi, mano, não sou assim tão cego também, não é?
At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
But what do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harbouring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Claro que somos nós, Gillette.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
É melhor. Senão vamos arranjar com que estes manos morram todos.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
É aquela grinda.
Sorry.
Aquela filha da.
It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, Whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire?
Teu tio?
A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Será o tio dele que está a armar cagado?
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
A definição dos cenários, mano, em certas partes do jogo, não em todas, atenção, porque algumas partes os produtores já disseram que reduziram a resolução por uma questão de desempenho do jogo, mas algumas outras partes do jogo estão com uma definição absolutamente incrível, mano. As definições das texturas da pedra, dos materiais, está linda, mano.
What do you think is waking them? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Este golpe tira bué saúde do trovão.
It's over.
Estou assim com uma vibe de Dead Stranding agora, nesta parte. Acordem lá. Easy. Oi? Apetece-me dar cabo daqueles manos que estão ali. Escudos pretos.
More of my mother's men.
Bora.
Get him. Sick him. Over here.
Ok, são menos alguns a chatear os aldeões, não é? Será que há alguma coisa de interessante para aqui? Isto está cheio de inimigos. Olha, uma cena para carregar no X. Ok, o que é isto? É tipo um cofre. Tá bem, tá bem. Vamos voltar ao que interessa. Só apanhar aquele item. E vamos voltar ao que interessa, maninhos. A água está com muito bom aspecto. Lá está, em algumas partes do jogo, manos. Uma questão de desempenho, eles reduziram aí a resolução. Já é normal fazerem isso. Lembram-se em Final Fantasy Remake, quando estávamos por cima das slums. Portanto, nos setores de cima em Midgar, olhávamos para a parte de baixo das slums e estava muito mal definida aquela imagem, muito PlayStation 1 quase. Este golpe é demais. Isso é normal eles fazerem isso em alguns jogos, não é? Mais escudos pretos. Acaba esses gajos. Tchauzinho. Este golpe é brutal. Este também. Easy. Mano, estás a brincar comigo? Vou por onde então? Tenho que passar por aqui alguns. Mas era por cima, mano. Não tem caminho aqui. Será por aqui? Ok, é por aqui. Eu acho que já estive do outro lado, malucos. Já. Eu em off estive a explorar esta parte aqui do mapa, manos. Isto estava fechado. Aqui é a cena da zona da Marta e tal. E aqui isto está tipo para um vilarejo, estava fechado. Então temos que vir para cá. Ok. Que eu comecei aqui, nesta parte, e vim explorar este bocado aqui antes de irmos para o nosso objetivo. Não tinha nada de especial. Mas pelos vistos agora tem. Estes portões estavam fechados. Estes portões estavam fechados quando eu vim cá.
And still wet.
E muito sangue.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel.
Claro,
Why
tu
then?
não sabes quem nós
We
somos.
owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again.
Isso é tudo.
I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. This one.
Feitinho. Easy.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Ordeal. Guardians of the Flame.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry.
Ah, shit. Parece que a coisa tá... aflitiva, né? Não saltes, abre. Um bocadinho mais para lá para eu ver há quanto tempo estou a gravar isto.
Find something, boy.
O que foi, Thor? Tu quando começas assim.
Death.
Found her.
Ah, you really? Caraças, moço.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it.
É melhor.
We should go.
Yes.
Vamos matar essa vaca, mano.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Caraças, mano. Estes gajos matam toda a gente, não é isto? Tudo que é marcado, eles matam. Ainda os filhos da bitch. Crianças, mano.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Vamos com tudo para cima deles.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road.
Hush now. You didn't hear nothing.
Eles cheios de medo, pá, eles. Aqui o cenário. Ok, isto aqui o que é que se passa?
Tell us there's a curfew, but then
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
Vai levar no cu então. Vai levar nesse queijo.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Mas tu não és marcada. Pois não, nem portadora.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Thank you. Esta gaja está doida, mano. Eu vou por aqui porque parece haver cenas diferentes, não sei, digo eu. É um caranguejo demónio. Dois caranguejos demónio. Três caranguejos demónio. E foi canja. Nada especial estes manos. Ah, não vou lutar com mais caranguejos. Siga. O fio de seda.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better.
Tudo sombrio, tempo cinzento, mesmo para carregar a atmosfera.
And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Vamos lá.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here.
Oh, good enough for
Fuck off.
And the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stall. Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Queimaduras de luz negra.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Ele salta sempre antes de abrir a fucking porta. O distrito Lázaro.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Se não conseguirmos abrir as portas, então o caminho é bué linear. Yeah.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Não, deixa eu levar no focinho.
Or not.
Estão os manos, caraças. Isso! Easy. Bandidolas, easy.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
É o Wade, ou outro Wade. Por isso eles estavam desaparecidos, não estavam dados como mortos, mano.
Forgive me, my lord.
É o
I knew
Wade.
not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from
E
us.
arrepia-me todo agora, filho. Tudo arrepia.
It really is you.
Wadeolas.
It is. So wait.
Caraças, mais alguém vivo, mano. E o Tyler? Será que viveu
We can
também?
speak inside.
Por isso naquelas cenas eles estavam dados como desaparecidos, não mortos. E havia a possibilidade de eles ainda estar vivos.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
So Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They
Quem é o
march in
filho
full
dela?
force
Será
for
que
Buick
ele,
Bridge.
o Bahamut?
And so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Será que o reencontramos para o ver a morrer? Isso é que é,
Yours
jogo.
and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
Vambora.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Fixe reencontrarmos alguém daquele tempo conhecido, mano.
I
Esteja
imagine this
vivo.
endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Eles a falar. Quer dizer que esse é o filho do arquiduque?
We'll show them as much mercy as they did our sisters and brothers in Old Hill.
Cara, vai começar uma guerra, mas...
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Vamos, ação, siga.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Vamos lá acabar com esses bostas. Durante a missão principal, companheiros diferentes dispostos a ajudar poderão viajar com o Clive, porém, dependendo do destino, eles podem preferir permanecer no esconderijo. Ok. Quer dizer que ele vai ficar ali no bem bom enquanto a gente vai...
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible
Aí ele
and
vem
fed their
connosco.
corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Porradinha da boa. O que é que foi, meu? Eles estão a fugir? Porquê?
Look at me sideways. That was the Black Shields.
Eles estão lá em cima já.
Come along now. We'll find another bridge.
Bastards are lucky I didn't have my axe.
Vai acabar com esses bostas, mano.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
É arrebentá-los, meu irmão.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields?
Estás todo queimado,
Then
mano.
come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Oh, Gilete. Rosário.
Your
Ah.
petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell!
Another wyvern to find their battles.
Get him!
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Está feito? Easy. Oh, bem estes.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need.
Uma armadura toda XPTO, não sei se te dá muito jeito para combater. És grande? Mas não és grande coisa, sinceramente. Caraças, eu desviei, mano. Eu dou cabo deste. Vocês vão para os outros. Ah, boi! A tua vida, mano. Feito. Bota que tem. Garra do Wyvern, elo imperial. O que é isto? Usado em fabricação.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll
I've
move
got to say,
swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Ele nem disse nada. E agora? O nosso tio. Pois, que era esse que íamos ver, não é? Entretanto, a gente vai sempre a caminho de um objetivo principal e aparecem outras cenas para fazermos. Ai, jogo.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall.
Fino.
It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
Não me chateies.
Go on now, my lord.
Se precisares de alguma coisa, não me chateies. Ou liga-me. Liga-me, manda mensagem. Caracas, moço. Mansão Rosfield. E já vamos falar com o tiozão.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance.
O comando a fazer poc.
Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit.
É este tiozão.
Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
Mostra-lhe a dádiva de Fênix, mano.
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil, the Unshod.
Está a fazer alguma cena de brincadeira quando era miúdo.
Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Pois.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy
Ele a chorar,
charge
tiozão.
once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You
Cena
always
fixe,
were
mano.
fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
Meio de tanta desgraça, mano. Estas partes são
So you're right
animadoras.
to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience.
Que Gil sabe.
That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
A música.
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
Caraças, puseram esta música no jogo, mano. A sério.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But
Pois é, o
now
prelúdio.
you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle.
Ainda maluco, tiozão.
Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass.
A Gillette está a coisa, mano.
This will be fun.
O que é que se passa, Gillette? O que é que se passa? O que é que tu estás a pensar, miúda? O que é que tu sabes que ainda não nos disseste?
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she? Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days. Something on your mind?
Ah, o que é que foi?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Beijo, 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 beijo.
Thank you, Clive.
Beijo, beijo, beijo.
I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done.
Vamos descobrir mais agora sobre a Gillette, de certeza, nos tempos que ela esteve capturada.
Promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Ninguém fala para o Torgal, coitado do Torgal. Ora, então como é? Vamos ao esconderijo, é? Cá estão os monstros.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Ok, maninhos, vamos ficar por aqui com esta parte. Eu vou fazer as missões secundárias, pelo menos aquela vou fazer em off, não é? Que não deve ser nada especial, mas aquela ali com o mais provavelmente terá algo a ver com a história principal, como teve a da Ambrósia. Por isso, vou ficar por aqui, maninhos. Obrigado por assistir a mais um episódio. Não se esqueçam do likezinho por baixo, não custa nada. Basta só entrar no vídeo, clicarem aí no like, pessoal. A sério, só um cliquezinho, não custa nada, por favor. E obrigado por assistir e rumo aos 300, já sabem. Por isso não percam os próximos vídeos. De certo que vamos ter muita ação no próximo episódio, quase de certeza, porque já estamos há algum tempo com estas partes mais calmas e este jogo é assim. Partes intensas, acalma. Depois parte intensa outra vez. Por isso vamos ver, não é? Obrigado mais uma vez a ti. Um beijo para as meninas, um grande abraço para os boys. Daqui Mark Digetti, out, até o próximo vídeo, maltinha. Fui, sayonara. Uá!